Well, hello, and we're going to do a little bit of talking about the football and baseball world. I'm going to do a video later on today on this channel on the victors of Love Island. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody who hasn't watched it, but honestly, it was a good finale. It's always nice to see a reality show where everybody kind of lives happily ever after, because that's not normally the case. Normally, your finale, although Amazing Race, you're usually really happy for whoever wins, unless they're jerks. And this is usually not a thing with reality shows. There's often a lot of fighting and anger and stuff. Speaking of fighting and anger, tonight the Denver Broncos will play the New York Jets, and despite their best effort, somebody has to win. So this could be very entertaining. This starts at about 5:20 my time, which is 8:20 Eastern. I'm debating doing a live stream during it because I think the commentary I could provide during this game could be quite entertaining. Between two teams that are right near the bottom of my power rankings, and they're not. I don't see them getting a bump. I think, I mean, if New York gets a bump, then they move out of last place. If Denver wins this, then they just don't fall any further unless somebody else below them wins a game in a more impressive fashion, which is possible. The funny thing is, the big headline with this is apparently the Jets won't fire their coach if they lose tonight. Holy crap. So, and the article basically states, why not? You might as well. There will be no in-person attendance, which is pretty standard around a lot of the football arenas and stadiums, and we'll see how this goes in terms of fan attendance around the sporting world. Again, as somebody who primarily watches hockey, I'm interested to see how the NFL, Major League Baseball, will approach things and whether or not that leads the NHL down a similar road. So yeah, the New York Jets and the Denver Broncos. That's your they can't miss, can't miss. This is one of those ones I wonder what was the schedule maker thinking. They're thinking, well, we have to get the Jets a game on a Thursday. We have to get the Broncos into a game on a Thursday. We don't think either of them are going to be very good. We can put them together. That has to be good. So this could be very entertaining for all the wrong reasons. Now, the Titans, additional COVID positive tests have come out. So, as a result of it being, I think it's 8 staff and 5 players so far, or 6 staff and 5 players so far, NFL has announced that game will now be postponed until a later date. So they're not going to push it back to Monday or Tuesday. That was what the plan was if there were no further positives. Now that there have been further positives, for Pittsburgh and Tennessee, that gets moved back. Like I said, I'm anticipating a week 18, maybe even a week 19 at some point, and you just push it back a couple more weeks, which is okay. Maybe you lose that week of build up in between the NFC AFC championship games and the Super Bowl. Maybe you just have them in back-to-back weeks, and that gives you an extra week you can plan during the season. I don't think that extra week off is as important right now as it normally would be, because, again, but we'll see, right? We'll see what they do. So, yeah, those additional cases mean that this Tennessee-Pittsburgh game, which would have been a really good one, is going to be pushed back. I haven't seen names of players that tested positive, so I guess that's going to be up to the players and the staff to actually reveal. But the NFL hasn't revealed anything. Now, currently, I'm discussing this here, the Reds and the Braves are in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's scoreless, so I'm not really spoiling anything there, right? But Atlanta won the first game. They're looking to win the second and move into the National League Championship Series. The Marlins are playing the Cubs today. Miami is up 1-0 in that. The White Sox are against the A's. That's a 1-1 series tie. I have to say, I watched that game yesterday, and the A's just had it, and then all of a sudden they looked like they wanted to choke. And this is a mental fragility issue that certain franchises have. The Twins, how many losses was it? 16 or 18 losses in a row in the playoffs? It's some ridiculously high number. And certain teams, this just happens. You could see the A's. Once they got to the 8th inning, they just kind of seized up. And it felt like they were going to blow it. And they very nearly did. So I will be very interested to see what happens between the A's and the White Sox today, and whether or not the A's can get over that hump. And it's mental. This is mental. And they have to get over that hump and start to win in the playoffs. The Cardinals and these guys, the Padres, of course. I'm very proud of my Padres for being here, but they drew the Cardinals, which is not necessarily a great matchup. The Cardinals as an organization, very successful, and it doesn't really surprise me they have the 1-0 series lead. It will not surprise me if the Padres don't actually come back and win this. They put themselves in the hole early. That happened a lot yesterday. The Yankees dug their way out of it. Most teams didn't. And so here we are. The Padres trying to, fight for their lives today. And then the Brewers and the Dodgers. And that game was the late one last night. I would imagine it'd be later today. But there's only the 5 games on because 3 series ended yesterday. So we'll see whether or not the Dodgers can knock out the Brewers. I'm thinking they do. But I will say this, those Milwaukee jerseys, those are fantastic. Those blue Milwaukee jerseys are absolutely gorgeous. I have never been a Brewers fan. I really haven't. But those jerseys are absolutely beautiful. They are fantastic. And yes, it is true. I do not have a set of magnets for Major League Baseball. I don't. I don't have a set of logos that I've turned into magnets. I had thought about ordering them, say, like a couple months ago. I thought about ordering them in June. And then baseball started having problems. And then the NHL was coming back. And I didn't end up ordering them. And then I put it on the back burner. And now here I am reporting on baseball. And I don't have all the fun logos like I have for football. So apologies. And I have them for basketball as well. But I haven't been watching the basketball because yesterday I burned myself out watching baseball. It got to the point where at like hour 9 where my body went, I think that's enough baseball for today. I think you filled yourself up on baseball. I think we're done. So that's a problem. I can watch hockey. I will sometimes get exhausted on hockey as well. During the first round of the playoffs this year in the NHL. Because of the way the games were staggered out, I was able to watch them all, but it got exhausting. So, baseball, it's not a sport I watch with the same amount of fervor as I watch hockey, so it's harder for me. But they made it easier with the Rays winning yesterday. The Yankees knocked out Cleveland. I called it. And the Astros won because we can't have nice things. So, bang on a trash can because the Astros are into the next round, and we'll see how far the Astros can go. If the Astros win the 2020 World Series, I think that's when baseball fans everywhere will say, well, I never liked baseball anyways, and they'll be burning their jerseys and pretending that I'm just an NFL fan. I've never liked baseball. What are you talking about? So we'll see what happens. I'll be interested to know from people watching this who they're betting on. Can the A's get over the top, or is this just how it's going to work for A's fans forever, where this team just can't win when it's postseason? Oh, guys, it's postseason. We have a lead. We gotta take care of that. It just felt like that's what happened in the 8th inning yesterday. It was insane to watch. And Tampa was never really in any danger against the Jays. The Jays have work to do. Steve Simmons has jumped on the Blue Jays already, saying the Jays had a plan until the Rays punched him in the mouth. All right, fine, whatever. So you be you, Steve. That's fine. Don't talk about how they're ahead of the curve or anything. So yeah, multiple sports and still there he is. Oh, awesome. Anyways, yeah. So the Jays have some work to do, but they're going in the right direction. And for the Rays, they look pretty good. But we'll see what happens in the National and American League Divisional Series, and then of course the Championship Series, and then the World Series. So the wild cards are almost done. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I don't feel like asking for picks because we've got one game that's already going on, so I can't really ask people to pick a winner and all this, but if you want to, you can. And hey, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through you just happened upon this video. Thank you guys for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.